受賞者を代表して、アソル・フガードさんよりお礼のご挨拶がございます。
Your Imperial Highnesses, Prince and Princess Hitachi, Chairman of the Japan Music Association, Excellencies, International Advisors, distinguished members of the selection committees, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor, by reason of age, of thanking you on behalf of these other laureates and myself for this highly prestigious award. It is rightly regarded as one of the world's most prestigious awards. And to be the recipients of it this year is indeed humbling and challenging for all of us. Speaking as an 82-year-old man, I know that the award is not only for what lies behind us laureates, but also a challenge for the years that still lie ahead. It is a reminder that the work is not yet done. I know that all the recipients of this award, past, present, and future, share a commitment to the fundamental belief at the core of the Praemium Imperiale, namely that in any society, old or new, prosperous or impoverished, troubled or at peace, the living arts play a vital role in shaping and sustaining that society. I know from personal experience that they can play even more dramatic a role than that. They can bring about a radical change in society. In the case of my own country, an amazing change occurred when it turned its back on its shameful history of violence, discrimination, and rank injustice, and started its journey to a fledgling democracy, an event that has rightly been labeled the South African miracle. This was brought about not by one outstanding individual, political party, or intervention by an outside country. It was the result of a broad front of pressures from outside and inside, not the least of which was the writing, the painting, the sculpting, the architecture, and the music of South African artists. Many of them, as is the case with artists all over the world, have paid very heavy prices for raising their voices in protest. But it is for this reason that the Praemium Imperiale, an award that honors the creators in society, those of us whose orders are to, at all costs, make something beautiful from the raw stuff of living. It is so vitally important and will continue to be so. My conscience has demanded that I insert a very personal note before I end, and that is to acknowledge my truly profound debt to Japanese culture. The old tramp steamer on which I was a sailor had loaded up a cargo of salt in Port Sudan and taken it to the port of Niigata. It was the year 1953. I was 21 years old, and Japan was still in the process of rebuilding itself after the ravages of a terrible war. Despite this, enough of the traditional culture was still there for me to feel and to realize that I encountered something that was going to have a profound influence on my life. I have spent much of my adult life exploring this culture through books and films, because this visit to receive this award is my second visit to Japan. The first was 60 years ago. The first 3 encounters in particular stand out in my memory. The first is Kon Ichikawa's film, The Burmese Harp. And then 2 books, Matsuo Basho's Narrow Road to the Deep North and Zen and Japanese Culture by Daisetsu Suzuki. Suzuki's greatest gift to me has been those 2 amazing words, wabi and sabi. They have been a guiding light in my life and my writing. Tonight, I believe that much can be gained from invoking Suzuki's definition of wabi. To be poor, that is, not to be dependent on things worldly, wealth, power, and reputation, and yet to feel inwardly the presence of something of the highest value above time and position. This is what essentially constitutes wabi. I believe, Your Imperial Highnesses, Princess Tachi and Princess Hitachi, I believe that all 5 of us laureates honored here tonight will leave Japan inspired by this occasion and energized for new work, but always remembering that no matter how high the accolade, to always look inwardly for strength to follow our own personal visions. And I would like now just to include an unscripted moment, an immediate event, one that happened to me last night when I visited the Meiji Shrine. It was awesome to begin with, awesome. To be standing finally and to be living through, as if it was the pulse of my own body, that huge thunderous drum, the sense of humility and gratitude that informed the occasion. And we left that shrine and then were given an equally marvelous experience. The music provided by Sham Xiang and those wonderful 2 young ladies who I believe's father was sitting in the front row. He must have been incredibly proud of her. But listening to that music with its range of grief and anger and sorrow and happiness, I felt as if I was reaching out across time and touching the very soul of Japan. Thank you.
受賞者を代表してアソルフガ